I've heard it said. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Making Fire podcast, where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV show, Slavivor. This week, we're talking about episode 11 of Survivor 49, Cherry on Top, Babe. Babe is not part of the title, though. That's just sort of my own little
twist on it.
My little twist on it, you know. Before we get into the dirty, absolutely filthy details of this episode, Maddie, I have to ask how you're doing.
I am doing so good. And that is because Spotify Wrapped finally came out this week. A national holiday, if you will. I love Spotify Wrapped. I think it's so fun. I genuinely think about it all year. Of like, what is my Wrapped going to look like? And I just love watching other people post theirs. I love seeing like the little glimpse into people's minds that I don't get otherwise. So I just wanted to share that, and then I have one other thing to talk about. But my rap, I was scared that my Outlander music had maybe impacted my rap. There. Yes. And so my top artist, Sierra Farrell, we could have guessed that. Number 2, Bear McCreary. That is the person that does all of the Outlander music. The fact that it is my number 2 is actually insane. Number 3, Billie Eilish. Number 4, Beyonce. Number 5, Tyler Childers. But then my top albums, my songs were not interesting because there was like 4 Sierra Farrell songs and 1 Billie Eilish. Top album of the year was Renaissance, which I am like, I guess maybe I'm not surprised because I listened to a lot of Renaissance this year. But then my 2 and 3 were both different Sierra Farrell albums, which is kind of crazy that they took up that much real estate. Number 4 is Outlander Season 5 soundtrack. That book took me a month to get through, and I was listening to it like every single night. And it's really unfortunate that that alone has made it top 4. And then Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish again is up there. But it was a good year for Wrapped. I feel like, you know, I could finally share it this year. Last year I had a controversial person in my top, and so I just like could not even post it.
I've heard it said.
It's really unfortunate when people have music that you like and then sort of like later into the year something will happen and then they're not like necessarily a great person, but by that time it is way too late to change your
Let's play a guessing game. Was it Chris Brown?
No, I don't think you could guess unless I've told you and you know.
You probably told me, I just don't remember.
Oh, his name starts with a Z. I'll leave you with that.
Michael Jackson?
No, it was Zach Bryan.
All right.
And then he has to come around this year and come out with a song called Madeline. And it's so cute and pretty.
Madeline.
And so that was just really upsetting to me. But yeah, that was so fun. I also really enjoyed the YouTube Wrapped. With like
mine was Booty
channels.
Cheeks. I'm sorry. I was like, girl, like, whatever, girl.
Okay, well, I'll just go through mine really quick, and then I'll let you talk. My one thing that made me laugh is it does your top games. Top game number 1, The Sims 4. Number 2, The Sims. Number 3, Sims 3.
Right.
And my top channels of the year were number 1, Good Mythical Morning. I'm not surprised about that. Number 2, one of my favorite podcasts, the What We Said podcast. They are so silly. Number 3, I just want to shout out this person. You might be familiar with Fred Figglehorn, aka Lucas Crookshank. Well, him and his brother Jacob are both on YouTube now, and they're maybe my actual favorite YouTube channels. So Jacob Crookshank is number 3, and then the Perfect Person podcast, and then Lil Simsy, of course. And that is so fun. Also, in case you're curious, my listening age was 23. And that... Oh, I was also part of the Cosmic Stereo Club, but I'm not really sure what all of that means. But I am so curious to hear about what Riley's was.
Well, I mean, shit, at the end of the day, like, well, No, mine was exciting. I'm happy with my Spotify wrap this year.
Riley didn't even post his, so this is a live reaction. For me.
Well, I just haven't been like on Instagram. I asked my friend of the pod, former roommate Kellen. Him and I were talking last night. I was like, "What's your Spotify wrap?" He was like, "I posted it on my story." I was like, "Girls, I'm not on Instagram. Like, I'm not scrolling through Instagram like that. Like, I'm sorry, that app is addicting and." Unless you post it on TikTok, I don't see it. That's where my addiction lies, is on TikTok. Thank you. My Spotify Wrapped, my top artist is Beyonce, of course. Mm-hmm. Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Charlie XCX, Doechii, and RuPaul, sort of in that order.
I'm glad that Rue made it.
Yeah, Ru for a couple of years was like up there. Top 5 is good. My 5 top songs were all from Cowboy Carter. So no shocker there. But because I realized this year, the reason why Lady Gaga and Beyonce are sort of at the top is because I prepped for both of their concerts this year. I saw Beyonce and Lady Gaga live. And so that's why for my albums, Cowboy Carter is album number 1 and Mayhem by Lady Gaga is number 2. But then Renaissance is number 3, Brat was number 4, and Deeper Well by Casey Musgraves was number 5. That's sort of been my go-to sort of chill album if I like go on a walk and I'm like, I just want like a soft, like I need soft music. Deeper Well by Casey Musgraves. I'm a big Casey Musgraves fan, y'all. So that was that. My listening age was 63, I think.
How did that happen?
Your listening age is 63 since you were I listened to a lot of disco this year. That was one of my top genres. And so I listened to a lot Janet Jackson is not late 70s, but I listened to a lot of pre-2000s music this year. But I listened to a lot of disco. I think it was one of my top genre. Let's see. My top genre was oh my god, just give me the thing. Dance pop, rap, musicals, disco, and Latin. Musicals always sort of makes its way in there, and I each year I feel like I listen less and less to musicals, and it still is up there.
Once a theater kid, always a theater kid.
So true. And disco was number 4, and I don't think disco has ever been in my top sort of like 5 genres. I'll share a quick one of my favorite Spotify rap stories is a couple years ago I got strut music as my genre. My genre was strut because Spotify just be on some bullshit all the time. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? What kind of music is strut music? And we were at work. I was at work and I was sharing with my coworkers. We were all talking, and I was like, "No, Spotify's kind of homophobic because why did it say strut music? Like, you basically just called me an FAG. Like, at the end of the day, like that borderline is a hate crime." And then one of my coworkers in particular thought it was so funny. And then every time I'd sort of come in listening to music to work, she'd be like, "Riley, you're listening to strut music."
Like, I share that in confidence.
Right. Not only in confidence, but like it's funny when I do it, but when you do it, again, this is sort of borderline feeling like a hate crime. But that's my top thing. My little the badge that I got was it's loading. Hold on. I got full charge crew. Your club is committed to the endless party. Club events are high energy, zero chill.
Zero chill.
It's my disco and my Charlie XCX. So that's sort of what the vibe is. I'm surprised Art Pop was not on there, but I've also been listening. That's been like on stream the last month or so, and I don't know if like that was being tracked, but I'm surprised. That was the one thing that I was like, I'm surprised I wasn't on there, and I'm surprised Alligator Bites by Doechii was not on there as well. But that was that. I went into the not thinking, but then you brought up Spotify Wrapped, and I was like, oh, this is a great opportunity. But I just wanted to talk about media. I haven't done a media dump in a minute. I have to just a quick go through. It's the holiday season. These are a few of my favorite things. I watched Wicked for Good this weekend with my mother. It was so good. I was fully sobbing in tears. I asked Maddie before this. I was like, have you ever cried at a book? And I realized the last couple movies I've seen, I just be crying in the movie theater, and that's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable and like cry in the dark. Like.
Movies make me so emotional.
I know.
Me fully sobbing watching the Barbie movie by myself on opening night in a room full of people.
I was sobbing when I saw the Barbie movie during the little montage. I was like, oh my god. I was like,
yeah.
my god. That was me during For Good specifically. I would not stop crying. I literally had tears streaming down my face when they sang For Good and Wicked for Good. I literally was like, I've heard it said. And then I was seeing it with my mom, and I was like, oh my god, like, she has changed me for the better at the end of the day. Like, like at the end of the day. So that was great. I also watched Eternity, which is it has Elizabeth Olsen, Callum Turner, Miles Teller. I watched that on Monday. It was really good. It was a fun little, it was like a comedy. It was silly. A romantic comedy, one might say. I don't know how you specify that genre, but it was silly. There was romance and it was funny. And sort of like a lot of existential questions, like where do you spend eternity? It's so interesting, different ways people view afterlife, and I like forms of media, like The Good Place, other things that make it not just like heaven and hell, like this was so interesting.
Well, what do you think happens?
I don't. And subscribe to our Patreon, patrons. That will be our behind the scenes episode this week. Riley will go in depth on what he thinks the afterlife is, what happens after you die. I'll be going in depth on that if y'all want to hear my opinion on that. But make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. And that's sort of going to be the comment this week. What do you think happens after you die? Comment that below. Comment that below. Comment what you think, and we'll listen. We'll hear the tea, y'all.
Not expecting that. So funny.
But
I think it's a really funny thing to start doing. Instead of making the comments Survivor related, make them like really existential.
Right. What do you think happens after you die? Please let us know. No, but the Eternity movie was silly. Their thing of the afterlife was like, you spawn into the afterlife in your happiest form. The moment in your life when you were at peak happiness, that's like the body that you take. So like two of the main characters died when they were old, but then they respawned when they were younger, because it's like that's when they were their happiest.
That's fun.
And then they have like a week to pick their eternity, and so they walk in, and it's like a job fair. They're in this like giant hotel, and it's like a job fair, and they have to go through and like everybody's pitching their eternity. There's like a Paris eternity. There's like a capitalism eternity. If we're getting disco, Studio 54 eternity. Like it's all, there's like a thing for everybody. You just find your interest, but you have a week to like. There's like all these pamphlets, and you take and you read them, and like what eternity is the best for me, and then you spend eternity there. Like you go there, you can't leave once you pick a place. And then you just vibe out. That's not really what it's more about like the relationship between the characters and not necessarily about the eternities. But I don't want to like spoil the movie and what happens, but that I was just like, that's a fun way to do the afterlife, I feel.
That sounds like a fun movie too.
It is. You should watch it. My last one, I'm reading this book called Babel right now, and Maddie was talking about her.
Are you liking it?
Yes.
It's on my TBR.
Girl, pick it up, I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm so in. I'm about like a third of the way through.
Yeah.
So good. And I don't usually gravitate. I've read a couple historical fiction. We were talking about it, and I was thinking you should read The Underground Railroad, but that one, it's kind of there's no time travel, but there's still like a magical element to it.
Yes, actually I just saw a TikTok about that. Okay, I'm gonna add that as well.
I read it a couple months ago and I really liked it, but I had that copy for a while, and when I went to open it, I didn't realize that the copy I had was a large print copy. It's meant for people who have vision impairments. I bought it from Goodwill. And I was like, oh my god, the text is so large, because it's meant for people who need larger text, larger fonts.
Right.
So, but if I don't read a lot of historical fiction, and I picked this up because Maddie and I talked about this movie Arrival a couple weeks ago when I was traveling. I watched Arrival on the plane.
Yes.
And that movie is about translations and like language, and then I remember hearing about this book, which is also about translations and language, but there's like a magical element to it. It's really interesting. I haven't read anything from this author, R.F. Kong, but I'm really enjoying this book, so I think you should put it up on your TBR. I'm telling you, you should check it out. It's really good. But that was all I wanted to, and then obviously Spotify Wrapped, Beyonce. Thank you, Beyonce. Thank you, Beyonce.
Beyonce, at the end of the day, thank you.
At the end of the day, thank you. Let's get into this episode.
Yeah.
Who do you think What do you think? I think we should go down the list of the 6 people remaining and think about what their top artists are on Spotify. Their top 5.
I think that's
know.
really funny.
I think we should do all top 5, and we should do their albums and maybe their top song. Do you think that's too much? Okay, no, maybe just top artists. Top artists. Quick. Okay. What do you think Savannah's top artist is? Does Savannah give like
Savannah? Shoot. What am I thinking of?
Why can't I think of any people?
No, I have like a picture in mind. Wait.
I'll go. Okay, wait, I'm skipping Savannah. I'm gonna go to my winner pick. I'm gonna go to Sophie. You know, only Sophie remaining. Blue Sophie. I think Sophie, you know, she is Latino, right? And I think she has been listening to Rosalia. I think she's been listening to Lux by Rosalia, the new album, and I think she's been really enjoying it. And I think that's what she gives.
Okay, I just think of Miami, and so my off the dome was Pitbull, but I know that's not right.
No, wait, because no, like I see your vision. Wait, because
no, that's really good. I was gonna say maybe Bad Bunny.
Also, Bad Bunny. That is a great. Oh, wait, are we on Sophie right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bad Bunny is a good pick too.
Yeah.
She gives, because, you know, she's very familial, and that album, Bad Bunny's album this year, is very about like family and culture, and Sophie gives that.
Yes.
Sage gives like AJR.
I was gonna say like white noise.
It gives bum bum bum. Here we go. Like, that's what it gives. Sage, and we love you. Like, that's not shade to you. That's just what it gives.
That's our Roblox queen. Whatever.
That's our Roblox queen.
Yeah. I think she listens to very interesting, eclectic music.
You think she had a 21 Pilots phase?
Icona pop. Oh my god, and she 1000% did.
21 Pilots. What's their song? Blurry face and die. Steven doesn't give music. Steven gives podcasts.
I was gonna say audiobooks.
Audiobooks. He kind of gives Good Mythical Morning.
He does, in a big way. That's so true.
Yeah, maybe he had like a podcast sort of Spotify Wrapped moment. What's another podcast? You think he listens to Joe Rogan?
I hope not.
Steven, let us know.
Yeah.
Rizzo probably like. Rizzo gives like rap. Rizzo gives like he likes Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
Rizzo,
wait, I think maybe I was thinking Kendrick for
Savannah. Maybe in their duo, they're besties.
Yes,
maybe they listen to Kendrick together.
Yeah.
Maybe they went to, you know, because Kendrick and SZA had a tour together. Maybe they went to the Kendrick and SZA tour.
Yes.
And they're both Kendrick. They're both Kendrick and SZA fans. Yeah, I'm just putting the names together.
Name.
That's their ship name. Christina kind of gives Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Christina?
Didn't she say she's from the city?
New York?
Like
Welcome to New York. I don't know where she's from. Let's see.
She gives me like, I don't know. I think Taylor Swift is a really good pull for her.
Christina, Survivor. I don't know what else came out this year. Like, I feel like she was at the Eras tour. No shade. Like,
yeah.
Christina Mills. Oh, she's from Texas. Oh, Houston, Texas. Beyonce girl is listening to Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion, and I know that's right. Girl, she's from Houston, Texas. Oh no.
Well,
she's from Oklahoma. Wait, why did it say Houston? Maybe she lives in Houston. Oh, she currently lives in Oklahoma. She's from Houston. I think she's listening to Beyonce. I think she was at the Cowboy Carter tour. Yeah.
Okay, I can see Cowboy Carter. I was getting more like country music though.
Yeah, Cowboy Carter. Maybe she listened to like the Chicks growing up. Maybe she was like I don't know. No, Christina, sorry. Maybe she's anti-Taylor. Maybe she likes Taylor. Maybe she likes Taylor and Beyonce. Maybe not Megan Thee Stallion, even though that's H-Town. But I could see her getting down to Beyonce. I could see her really enjoying that.
Yeah.
Maybe she just, and she gives like love. Like she just loves, except Savannah. She doesn't love Savannah. And we'll get there, but.
I don't think she listens to current Beyonce.
I think she liked Cowboy Carter.
Do you really?
Yes.
We'll have to ask her. She's
H-Town girl, and she's from the South.
Yeah, but I hear you. I don't know. She gives more like old school Beyonce.
Add that to the. You think she was
Destiny's
listening
Child.
to B-Day? She was listening to what would be her second album? I can't remember. But maybe that's what we can ask. Maybe that's a cameo. We say, am I a Nicki fan?
Are you a Nicki fan?
No. Anyway, let's get into this episode, shall we?
Are we missing anyone, or is that it?
I think that was it. We said
That's crazy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's
Wow.
Yellow Sophie, but Yellow Sophie got voted out, so we don't care.
I don't care what she listens to.
Right. So I think that was everybody.
Yeah. Wow.
Let us know how close we were, everybody. Okay, so we start post Jawan's vote, and our queen Christina, yet again, she is confused about what's going on. She is like, why did Jawan go? Like, what sort of the tea there?
It's really like tough for me because I want to like Christina so bad.
And we talked about this last episode that we both genuinely think Christina is a nice person. She seems very sweet. She seems lovely. She seems like she has a nice personality. But
Every time
in
she
the
has something to
game-
say about the game, I'm like, I just don't understand how we're getting here.
right, and I will say that what Christina, I feel like we said this last episode. What Christina lacks, I can't see anything.
Guys, my eyes are closed.
Guys, my eyes are closed. I can't see anything. What Christina lacks in maybe game prowess in the strategic sense, I do think she is fulfilling the need of a social character, right? She's had a lot of personal growth on this season. I feel like you always need one. Like, there's always one person who's really out. Their arc on the Survivor season is their personal, like, growth.
Journey.
I guess.
But I guess, like, as the social, personable person, I saw that as Jawan. I didn't.
Why? Jawan, the whole thing with Jawan is that he'd be stealing people's shit and nobody, like...
Yeah, but he was, like, I don't know, funny and nice. He felt like, he wanted to provide for people.
I feel like the
Christina
social person
keeps to
is
herself a lot
Steven.
more.
It's Steven. I feel like Steven is the one who's like, hey, everybody.
I didn't even see
I just
that.
think that,
I see him.
I think this
and
whole I
Christina
think
as,
this
like,
whole I think this whole cast is sort of unlikable at the end of the day. I don't think there's any redeeming quality. I think there's just like I wish they weren't on my TV screen.
Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Guys, it was a joke. I'm sorry, I don't feel that way. No, I feel like Steven has been the one that's been trying to like the editors are trying to play him off as like a. We get him talking during challenges. We got him doing a Jeff impression. He, like, he's had silly moments this season.
I guess. I just don't get that vibe from him either.
Girl, I don't know what to tell you. Who do you get it from? You get it from Jawan?
Yeah, that was who I felt.
Whatever you say. Whatever you say. What does Chad Michael say? She says, this is the Happy Hunger Game. It sure is. This is the Hunger Games. 1 queen enters, 12 queens enter, 1 leaves. It sure is. I'm trying to go through my reference catalog on my head right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'll get back to y'all on that. Did you see the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race season 18 was announced? Girl,
I
you
did.
need to get on your grind.
I'm working on it.
Put those books down and start binging RuPaul's Drag Race. That's what you should have been doing this week. Baby, get on your Zoom.
Well,
get on your Zoom.
I will. I still. When does it premiere?
The beginning of January. If you do 2 episodes a day.
A day.
Girl, 2 episodes a day? How many episodes do you watch in one sitting? You just watch one episode? You don't be binging episodes? You don't be binging like that?
Not really.
Just start your day with one, get up while you're getting ready, put one on. And then before you get ready for bed, put another one on.
My problem is I feel like I have to pay like close attention.
Well, girl, I'm just trying to help you.
Okay, well maybe I'll start putting it all while I'm like playing Sims and stuff.
Oh, put it on while we're doing the podcast and then do live reactions.
Yes.
I got the mind of a mastermind.
No,
you guys.
it'll go on the Patreon. Just me in the silence watching.
Right.
No commentary.
You playing Sims while watching the being recorded.
More accurate is I'm playing Animal Crossing on my Switch.
Right.
Anyways.
Sorry, one of my neighbors. I feel like we've gone a long time without anybody sort of making any noise, and now suddenly It sounds like someone's mowing the lawn and then pouring down rain. I don't know what's going on out there, so I do apologize for the noise. Can you hear that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I sort of do apologize for that. Anyway,
that's Sage's white noise.
Right. 21 Pilots, right.
No, her music, it's not music, it's just Dr. Pimple Popper.
Right, that's what she watches before she goes to bed.
Yes. Listen.
Damn, bring back Dr. Pimple Popper. Like, she got so popular, she had her own TV show.
Yeah.
Girl, she was an influencer.
Yeah.
She started on Instagram. Is that not crazy? I'm blurry face and I... So, Christina's confused. She doesn't know what's going on. Rizzo tells us that he was going to use the fake idol sort of as a way to bait Christina to play her idol, but she played her idol before he even needed to do anything, so he kind of just did it to be flashy. And he thinks that it worked. I don't think it's going to work out how he thought it was going to work out.
I'm confused on, like, why he thought playing it first would bait her. Because when he stands up and it's
going to be announced
real,
that it's fake. Yeah, I also thought that when he said it. I was like, that is, like, A to B is not really making sense to me. Like, I don't see how you got there. Unless, like, when he got up, she got up at the same time and they played it together.
Yeah.
You know, they do that sometimes.
Yeah, if he could have been like, hey.
I'm about to play this on myself. If anybody else has something to play it now.
Yes.
And then Christina
And then pause.
Right.
And then let her get up. Because I think if you get together. Up and it is announced not real,
why would she...
would she play it?
Right. Oh, Rizzo. Yellow
he was
Sophie...
thinking it through cinema in his head. It was fine.
Right. Sophie did a thing I saw online that both of the Sophies prefer to either go by Sophie last initial or Yellow Sophie and Blue Sophie. But they were shut down by production / one of their tribe mates. Did not like that.
What?
Yeah.
I want to know who, because people have called them Yellow Sophie, Blue Sophie the entire
Literally,
time.
this episode, multiple times, people were like, Yellow Sophie, Blue Sophie. So it sounds like one person specifically was like, I don't want to do that. And then maybe Survivor Production was like, you need to have a more separate, like, thing.
Then how about we don't cast multiple people with the same name?
Right, if it's going to be an issue. And then get annoyed
when they're trying to figure out how to differentiate it because they have the same name. Like,
right.
Someone shouldn't have to be... Also,
y'all are mad about a problem you created.
I also want to say that, like, I don't know who had a problem with it or what their reasoning was, but I don't really think that's fair to either Sophie, because they should be able to be called what they want to be called. Like,
right.
They shouldn't have to be known in Survivor as Soph. Like, I don't think that's to not be called what you want to be called. I just don't think that's fair.
I have to put an asterisk to this because I did watch this I saw it as I was scrolling when I was getting up this morning. So, like, I didn't listen to the interview and I just read the headline and then read the comments, and so that could be sort of like false, but it sounded like the person was not named, and then people in the comments were like, the NDA needs to get up because who said this? Like, why are they making it such an issue? We just did some research, found out that the true story is, so the Sophies wanted to go by their last names, but somebody on their tribe thought their last names would be too hard. So
too many syllables.
Too long. And Jeff said no to Blue and Yellow Sophie, that they had to go by actual names. So they did not. They had to go by Soph and Sophie.
It's so dumb.
So we Yellow Sophie tells us that she does not trust Steven and Christina. She is just assuming that they think she's with them because they started together, but she said she needs to put herself, Lucius. She needs to put herself first. So she is not really worried about their relationship and having to upkeep that because she's like, they've burned me in the past. So she most specifically wants to rebuild the bridge with Sage because Sage was the one that was really truly blindsided tonight, and she didn't want to sort of oust Sage, so she's working on building that relationship. Sage plainly tells Sophie that she just handed Savannah $1 million.
Which once again, Sage
knows what she's talking about.
Yes. You know, I was also thinking with Sophie, like watching this episode and just thinking about her all season, it is so like, she really never was able to find her footing within a group of people the entire time.
And I think that was her downfall. I think obviously she has great challenge abilities, and she seems to have a good strategic mind, but I think if she was in Savannah's position, she would obviously be more well insulated. But I think her and Savannah are pretty similar in the way they approach the game. I think Sophie's very direct with what she wants. As we see this episode, and that kind of ends up being her downfall, is her directness in the things that she's wanting to do, which Savannah is very direct too. But the thing is, Savannah has that insulation of Soph and Rizzo, where nobody is Sophie's number one. Nobody has Sophie number one on their list.
Yeah.
So, I think had she been better well insulated, you're right. Had she had better footing and people that trusted her and wanted to work with her, it could have played out better for her.
Or even, I feel like just worked with different people. Like, I think I said it last week how I thought it was interesting how Sophie thought that her best way forward was with Savannah, Rizzo, and Soph. When, like, everyone was calling them a trio or a duo, and, like, very obviously Sophie was not in it, and there are other people that would have worked with her. I would have loved to see her and Sage be able to move forward, or, like, Sophie with Jawan and Sage, or even with anyone. I don't know, it just felt like it was, I don't know, obviously we're not on the island, but her moving forward with, like, it seemed like the worst possible option of, like, a group to try and join and gain their trust and have them also have your back.
I feel what stands out the most about that core three is that they are solid with each other. There's no movement there. They very clearly are working within that group, and that is their plan is to protect each other because they need each other to make it to the end, right? So if you compare that to the groups like Steven and Christina, who have shown to be flippy on their allies in the past, and Jawan and Sage, who have shown to be flippy on their alliances in the past, it looks a little more palatable to, okay, I might be fourth in this one, but at least I know it's a core four. Well, allegedly it's a core four until they flip on me, but at least it's a core group who needs to protect each other to make it to the end, you know?
Yeah.
So I understand, but I get what you're saying. On paper, you'd think there's no way you're going to break up this group. There's no way that you are going to be taken to the end over Soph, you know?
Yeah, and then, like, never really connecting with other people.
Right.
And, like, making it very clear to them, like, being pretty direct about it, that you're also really not working with them.
Right.
Like, it was just a recipe for disaster, unfortunately.
Disasterina! There's a drag monster on the most recent All-Star season of Dragula season 2, formerly, named Disasterina. Isn't that like a fun drag name?
That's fun.
There
are some fun names on the new season of Drag Race too.
Well, and that's your opinion, and I'm glad that you have it, because I don't necessarily. There are fun names. Kenya couple. Pleaser. I love Kenya Pleaser. Jane Don't. I love Jane Don't. I'm trying to think of the top of my head.
Like, maybe two others I thought were funny.
Some of them I'm like a little like, girl. Why is your name Nini Coco?
No, you don't see the vision.
No, I don't think I do, because some of the girls are living for Miss Nini Coco, and I'm like, girl. And I'm not here to, girl, I'm not a drag queen. I do support local drag. I love drag. I love Drag Race. So I'm not shitting on you. Have your name, girl. Make your brand. But when they were announcing the queens and they went Nini Coco, I went.
I kind of like it.
I went, wait, what? Anyway, well, y'all tune into our Patreon. We'll do a weekly Drag Race recap episode. It'll be great.
Anya Nerve is still I think maybe my favorite.
Isn't that a sickening drag name?
That is, like, the second I saw that name, I was like, that?
Anya Nerve.
Anya Nerve.
I love that. I know she's canceled, and I hate to say it.
Is she?
Oh, no, not Anya Nerve. I was going to say, I love the name Sharon Needles, but Sharon Needles is canceled. Like, actually, like, not recoverable, babe. And I don't support Sharon Needles, but that name is kind of sickening.
That is a crazy name. It's so funny.
They like it too out there, y'all. They like
That's
it.
actually Sharon Needles' number one.
That's Sharon Needles working out there. Blowing the, drag isn't really working out, unfortunately. So, anyway, yeah, so Sage plainly tells Sophie, Sage is like, baby, you just handed $7 million. And Sophie tells Sage, again, there's a lot of directness this season. A lot of people just saying how it is.
I love it.
Sophie says, I'm not going to apologize. You and Jawan were going to flip on me. Like, you guys wanted me out. So I'm not apologizing for voting Jawan out, but I'm hoping that we can recover from this. Like, I'm not targeting you. Mm-hmm. And Sage politely lets us know that she will not be recovering from this, and Miss Ma'am is going to be holding a grudge against Sophie for this.
I love Sage and her grudges.
Right.
They like whoever wrongs her is public enemy number one. And
which is sort of like a terrible way to play Survivor, but I live for the mess. Like, I live for the drama of it.
And that, I fully agree. It does make Sage very short-sighted. Like,
yes.
All she cares about is getting that one single person out, no matter how that impacts her game. And, like, while I do think that is funny, like, yes, that is not necessarily how you should play the game. But once again, we want it for the reality TV of it all. I want it for the drama, for the messy funny. And that's so funny.
Yes, it's so funny. I think this cast of the season has a good balance between the reality TV and the strategy of it all. Like, they're showing up, but they're also, like, not letting it be too much of a thing, you know? But this cast is amazing. I've loved, like, anybody from the final 8 on, like, this jury from Nate on, I'm like, all of y'all have something to offer and have a very interesting story, and this final 6 is so interesting to me. I really, like, the dynamics here are interesting. I love Sage. Sage, like, better be returning at some point. I'm sorry.
Get her on Traitors.
You get her on Traitors. You have, like, a piece of reality TV gold here. Like, there's something, this is a character that Survivor can develop over time and have her be every couple seasons, have her come back, and, like, you're always going to get good confessionals, and she's proven to be a great social strategy player. Like, she knows what she's doing, and it makes it even better that she's kind of short-sighted, because that means you're even, yes, she has the strategic and social chops to back up what she's doing. At the end of the day, she's always going to be flawed because, baby, she holds a grudge. And that is a perfect reality TV character.
And she's kooky.
She's kooky. Girl, she collects blackheads. Like,
she's honest.
I'm sorry.
Oh, she's perfect.
Sage is somebody that I truly do think Survivor better keep a good relationship with her, and they better see the value in her before somebody else takes it. Because I think she'd be good on any reality show. I really like her.
So too.
The next morning, we sort of wake up, and Rizzo, Soph, and Savannah are talking about them being a tight 3. Rizzo likes this group, and Rizzo and Sophie are specifically talking. Rizzo likes this group, and he doesn't really care who goes. To quote Sandra, he says, "As long as it isn't me, I really don't care." Sophie acknowledges this, and Blue Sophie is like, "Okay, heard, I get that, but I do have to sort of see where we're at here and realize I am at the bottom of this 3. And I don't want to get comfortable. It's sort of the worst thing I could do is be comfortable in this position because who knows what's going to happen." So she realizes she needs to keep good relationships to remain, keep the foot on the gas. It's easy to find yourself in a core 3 like this who holds a lot of power at the moment, advantage-wise. I know. Hey, back there.
Fully outstretched.
Hey, back there.
I like the pause on this end. Pause on this end.
It's easy for someone like Sophie to let her foot off the gas, especially as they're nearing the end of the game. Like, I feel like for that 3, the end is so clear. Like, you can picture it.
Also, what a great winner pick on your behalf.
Girl, I'm like a couple seasons in a row. I've really kind of been killing it.
Yeah.
Watch me pick, like, the first person that goes home on Survivor 50. Like, but no.
But we'll do a draft next season.
We'll do a draft. You guys, it'll be good. Who did every time we talk about winner picks, I always forget. I don't remember who I picked for 46. I can't remember.
I have no idea.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, but, Kyle and, Genevieve. Genevieve was my 46 pick.
She was 47.
Oh, yes, 47, that's what I meant. Because 48 last season, I won with Kyle, which is another crazy poll. Girl, so I'm just three random-ass crazy polls.
You were 3 for 3.
I'm 3 for 3.
Great picks.
I know, what can I say? Except, so, So Sophie's like, I need to work on these relationships, and she pulls Sage aside, and she's really trying to build that relationship back up. And Sage doesn't fully trust this, but she, can appreciate that Sophie is trying, like that the bridge is being built.
And Sage doesn't have a lot of options at this point.
No,
so I would take this little olive branch for what it is at the moment.
Take what you can. This sort of the through line through this whole episode is Sage being frustrated. The fact that now suddenly everybody wants to get Savannah out. And Sage is like, where have you all been? I've been trying for weeks to get this motherfucker out, and y'all suddenly are strolling up wanting to do it. Y'all, I've been plotting on this since day 2. Like, where have you been? And that's a similar thing, is they're talking about Savannah possibly being somebody that's out there, and Sophie's like, maybe not, we'll see. A boat pulls up, and this journey could be major for multiple people. And they're told that one person must get on the boat for a strenuous activity, and they'll come back to camp later.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because it's sort of common at this point. Already in this episode, people are talking about how Steven is sort of the one person that they don't want to get, like, an idol. They don't want to get an advantage. They don't want him to have power because he's very clearly sort of the next person to go.
Mm-hmm.
We learn the strenuous activity part of this message is what really gets people. People are not wanting to risk their energy and their willpower on something that they might not even get an advantage. Like, they might just be doing something to do something.
Which is fair.
It is fair, but when it's commonly sort of around camp, the one person you don't want to get the advantage is Steven, and he's sort of the only person who wants to do it.
And
oh, so now there's going to go ahead and be a giant truck. There's going to go ahead and be a giant truck out there sucking up the leaves that they all piled up.
Right.
So they're going to go ahead and be maybe one moment, please. So Steven very clearly wants to go on this journey, but nobody's taking it. Nobody else. Sage kind of is like maybe, but ultimately Steven ends up going, which is crazy. Like, why would nobody fight back against that?
I don't understand. I don't really understand why, like, Rizzo didn't.
Yeah, well, Rizzo isn't really the best. Sorry, no shade, Riz God, but you're RZGOD King. You maybe aren't the best physical competitor out there.
That's true.
But I feel like Yellow Sophie could have easily been like, wait, let me get my hands on this.
I don't understand why she didn't. Yeah.
Right. Sophie tells Savannah, like, Steven leaves, and then Yellow Sophie tells Savannah, she's like, I want Steven to go next, but this is all hoping that he doesn't win. So now everything is betting on the fact that hopefully he doesn't have win some sort of advantage and he doesn't win immunity. And they're all hoping that he's going to be so exhausted from this that he won't be able to, like, win tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Both of the Sophies are now talking about who they should target if Steven wins, and it's brought up maybe they'll go for Rizzo or Savannah to try to better their chances. We'll see what ends up happening. The journey, it's simple in instruction, but it's very hard in completion.
I loved it.
Steven is brought to this island, and he is tasked with running around the island to get numbers for a combination lock. And if he gets it in time, he'll get like a little hammer, and then he'll break this pot to win his advantage and get his vote back. However, while he's doing this, the tide is rising, and he has to basically outrun the tide because the tide gets too high, it will knock the pot in the water, and he'll lose the advantage. So basically, he is running against the time of the Earth. He needs to outrun the tide.
Yeah.
I basically just said the same thing 3 times. It's basically like he has to outrun the tide, but if you think about it, like, he's outrunning, like, the tide.
The tide.
Yeah, like, the tide at the end of the day, he's outrunning it. But it's, pretty simple on paper, but obviously very strenuous. He has to run basically a whole lap around the island. Rock climbing. He's running on wet rock. He's running in the water. Does not look very fun or easy.
No, but it was cinema.
It was cinema. It was fire. I know, like, actually cinematic though, like the cuts of him just like running on the beach.
Yeah. Scaling these boulders.
Right.
Loved.
He gets all the numbers and he comes back, and it looks like he has a lot of time when he gets back. No, it looked like he did it pretty quickly.
Which I appreciated, that it felt like if people did really give it their all, they would probably be able to do it. Yes, you're gonna absolutely tire yourself out,
right?
But it's not like there's no hope,
right? And that's sort of the commitment. Well, so then I'm thinking about this, so I'm like, okay, we'll get to the immunity challenge, but I'm like, I don't really if the whole idea was the person was going to be straining themselves before the next immunity challenge, the next immunity challenge should have been something more physically straining.
Yeah.
We'll get there in a second, but I was like,
not an easier version of it.
Right.
Already done, or not this season, but of an already done challenge.
Well, we'll get there. But yeah, Steven gets his vote back. He gets the advantage. He gets a block of vote, which is interesting. I don't know if Steven and Christina have enough social capital or power to make something like this work. Because Sage does not really trust them, and there's no way that the Sophies are gonna vote with them. They're not gonna rely on them to put a plan together, So it's exciting. I would never. Right. It's exciting, especially now going into the final 6 where this vote is still there. Something really interesting could happen this next episode, but I don't know if they have the actual power to do something.
Can I also say I don't like that he would have lost his vote if he didn't do it.
I will say to defend the production. Hey, put me on your show. To defend production, he was given he didn't have to go on the journey. It would have been different if he was if it was he was voted to go, or he was randomly picked to go and then he lost his vote. But I also understand what you're saying. It wasn't it was promoted that way. But I think at this point, we're 9 seasons into the new era, 8 seasons into the new era, that you should probably just understand if you're going on a journey, the odds are you're risking your vote.
Right. I just fundamentally don't like that that's how it is.
Oh, and I can agree with you on that.
Yeah.
So.
I think if you didn't pass it, if you didn't succeed, that maybe you should be hindered somehow at
maybe in
the
immunity challenge. Yeah, you have to start 5 minutes after everybody else starts, or 10 minutes.
Do extra blocks.
An exclamation point. Immunity, yay!
You're right.
Right. I'm just throwing ideas out there. Just throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what'll stick. We go post journey after Steven gets his reward, and the tribe versus these damn chickens. That is sort of a reoccurring theme this season. Another sort of through line of the season. The fact that these chickens are this tribe's biggest op.
And I really hate how much screen time they're getting, because it means that I think Jeff in production is enjoying the live chickens of it all.
The live chickens of it all. And they're going to keep doing the shit where they give people chickens as a reward, but then don't properly give them the right things to deal with the chickens. Yes,
that's exactly what I mean. Let's stop with this.
But... Right. I don't... It's kind of insufferable. You're giving them a reward without actually giving them a reward. If anything, you're giving them more of an issue. More of a problem. Steven gets back and he decides he's just going to be honest Abe, and he is going to tell them exactly what happened up to the point that he won an advantage, but does not tell them what the advantage is.
I loved this. I thought it was so funny. Let them get in their heads. Let them overthink it.
Let them get silly about it.
Yes, let them try and plan for advantages that aren't real and not what's actually taking place. I thought that was so fun.
I guess this is smart. At one point, I'm just why tell so much detail about what happened? But I guess you want to make it believable. But I think that you're right. This ended up working out great for Steven, to the point where Rizzo was overthinking to the point where he gave Steven a better advantage than he actually got.
And with the confidence
I know
of a person in their 20s.
That's what... And ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? A young man in his 20s, that's what it's giving.
Yes.
So Steven tells him that he got an advantage, doesn't tell what it is, and Rizzo is convinced. He is spiraling over the fact that, girl, Steven got a vote steal, and he's going to steal my vote.
He's watched enough Survivor.
He's watched enough Survivor. Like, he knows. Which, arguably, a vote steal is more powerful than a block a vote. So then you're already positioning Steven to a better, like, thing. And this is a great move. Like, if Steven makes it to the end, honestly, this is a great resume builder. Like, it is. Something that seems so little, like, randomly gave Steven so much more power than he had 2 hours ago.
So good.
And for nothing, really, for no reason at all.
Yeah.
Rizzo's talking to Blue Sophie about this, and it's like, it's a vote steal. I know it's a vote steal. And Sophie's like, I'm not, like, extremely worried about that, because if it gets to a point, I will just steal whatever advantage he has.
Yeah.
But I do think in knowledge and power, you have to know what the advantage is. You can't just be like, Steven, if you have an advantage, give it to me. You have to be like, Steven, give me your steal a vote. And then if Steven's like, I don't have a steal a vote, then she doesn't get anything. And I also think it's interesting, it sounds like he has to play the block a vote before they even leave for tribal.
Yeah, he has to decide who.
So it even then, like, if they figure out it's a block a vote, and I'm guessing it probably has to be used by next episode, so we'll probably see it next week, which will be it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
And ended up.
There you go. Thank you for watching. Rizzo then pulls Steven aside and is like, I know you have a steal a vote. And Steven doesn't deny it, which kind of makes it worse. Rizzo's like is obsessing over this at this point.
Yeah.
He's kind of freaking out. Freak out. We go to the immunity challenge, and Jeff is just a strange man. I'm sorry, but I'm like, girl, you're not their best friend. Like, at the end of the day,
you're not even their uncle.
No, and stop trying to be silly with that. Just host the damn show at the end of the day.
Yes.
Jeff wants, and girl, that's my winner pick. Soph walks in and she's like, oh, I know what this challenge is. And then Jeff's like, Sophie, what did you just say? And Soph's like, well, I think I know what this challenge is. And he's like, go on, give your best me impression and explain what the challenge is. And Soph goes, no, I think I'm good. Like, I don't want to do that. And then Steven raises his hand and is like, I'll give it a try. That was my
But then he didn't do it Jeff enough the first time. Or when he got into it, so he had to restart.
Right, he had to restart. And then
the request of Jeff.
Of course. And I feel like I feel like Steven went through the whole challenge, but then they just cut it after a certain, like, step. Because they didn't want to have us listen to him give the instructions just for Jeff to have to re-give the instructions.
Yeah.
So Steven gives his little Jeff impression, which is so silly. Look at him having a screen time moment. And then Jeff gives us the actual instructions of the challenge. We've seen this challenge before where they have to sort of balance letters, blocks that spell immunity. This time they're wearing a belt with a rope, and they have to sort of use the slack, use the gravity, and the rope twists the pedestal it's on. So you have to be really mindful about how you're putting the pieces on, because you're spinning it as you're stepping back to grab the blocks to bring to the front. They have to spell immunity. The first person to do it will win immunity. And then there's a reward at stake too. The winner gets spaghetti, juice, iced tea, and tiramisu. I don't know how to spell tiramisu. Do you want to see how I spelled it?
Yeah.
TRA space MI space SUI. Does that sound right? Tiramisu.
Sorry, one more time.
TIRA space MI space SUI. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
It says it's not underlined right in my notes, which means something was spelled right in there.
It's so wrong. That Google does not know what you're talking about.
Do you know how to spell tiramisu?
I'm pretty sure it's TIRAMISU.
Tiramisu. Oh, so tiramisu is going to go ahead and be one word.
Yes.
It's going to go ahead and be one word and not three separate words. TIRAMISU. I was kind of close. It was just it being spaced out. Why did I think tiramisu was three separate words? That's kind of crazy.
I love tiramisu.
I'm not a big coffee. I don't like the flavor of coffee. But my dad loves tiramisu.
When I was in Mexico, at the resort, one of the restaurants had a tiramisu at lunchtime, and we went there just for the tiramisu. Every day it was open. It was so good.
I love that for you. I wasn't that far off. I just added an extra I at the end and spaced it out, girl. I was just really enunciating my word, my constant, or my, what is it?
Syllables.
Syllables, thank you. We were talking about that at the beginning of the thank you. The tiramisu. Okay, I have 2 notes from during this challenge because I think, guys, I'm stupid. At the end of the day, I spelled tiramisu in 3 separate words, and I also don't understand how this challenge works. Number 1, I said, I guess I don't understand gravity because I'm confused why there's a thing behind the bag behind them that keeps going up and down. I don't understand what the bag is doing. I think it was like holding the tension of the rope, maybe.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't understand what that's doing. And then number 2, I don't understand how it was so possible for Steven's stack to be so curved. There was no...
The blocks themselves could not have been flat.
I'm like, well, but then I'm like, why are y'all
no
setting these
one's
people
work.
up?
We
That's
saw,
what I'm like,
I think it was Christina watching her try and put the block on, and it was fully not flat on the bottom.
that's what I'm like, what the hell? Why are you guys making... I guess you need to make it more difficult, but it wasn't like a plate that they were building on. Sometimes it's like a thing. It looked like it was like something that was like 2 by 2 inches, like a square peg that they were building on.
Yeah.
I was like, this is really strange. So I didn't really understand. I was like, why is it so curved? But I guess that makes sense that the blocks weren't flat. But I'm like, that makes it so complicated. I would rather the process of walking to and from like the block stand to the pedestal be complicated than the actual like device be complicated.
I agree.
And that's what I was thinking about strenuous, thinking about how people were like, I don't want to be worn out. And then the challenge itself wasn't really a strenuous challenge. I could understand maybe Steven's like legs hurt, so having to like, hold that tension the whole time. But I'm like, if they wanted to make this version of the challenge strenuous, they should have done what they did in like Winners at War and Healers Hustlers, where it's like the grid, and then they have to like, it's like a foot off of the air, and they have to step over the grid. You know what I'm talking about? And then if they like bump the grid, then the whole thing shakes.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been a more like physically strenuous way to do this challenge.
Well, I feel like it's even harder when they have done it in the past when like, isn't this the one where they hold the rope?
Yeah.
And they have to like pull and like
because the rope
loosen it.
Yes, because
like,
the rope is
so
what was
harder.
holding. That's what was holding the tension, and so they would have to like drag the rope the whole time because they needed to hold the tension. If they let loose the rope, then it fell forward.
Right, like make the blocks predictable and flat, and then make the rest of it hard.
Right. I don't necessarily need blocks that are weird shapes, and I don't need the whole spinny thing.
No. I think I once again, I saw a TikTok, but I didn't look any further. Jeff regretted the change to this challenge. So.
Well, hey, Jeff, get us on the team. We're right there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Steven, even though he did this strenuous journey, he ended up winning immunity for the second time.
Yeah.
And the reward. This is great. This is not the first time this season the person who desperately needed it most. This is literally like Sophie, the first merge vote, needed it. Savannah, when she won it the first or second time, really needed it. And Steven tonight needed this immunity to stay alive in this game.
I also have to say, I just really like Steven. I wish maybe socially.
Maybe you should start a podcast with him since you like him so much.
Sure. It'd have to just be about nerd space facts though, probably.
What do you know about space? Like a
not
comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun.
Know that Mars has the I believe biggest volcano.
The biggest butt?
Volcano in the solar system, as well as I believe the biggest canyon, like way bigger than the Grand Canyon. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is the case.
And they want to move us there.
Mars is crazy, guys.
You and Steven. Hey, look on the Patreon. Maddie and Steven will be starting a podcast on the Making Fire Patreon. Look out for that. And they'll go in depth on their space facts.
Mm-hmm.
So, look out for that. Steven picks Christina, obviously, because that's his bestie for the restie. They've been together since day one for the reward. And picks Rizzo because Rizzo has not eaten. And Rizzo, yet again, is crying. Our emotional king. He is so happy that he gets to eat.
Yeah.
He gets to eat spaghetti.
Yum.
Isn't that so fun? On the reward, we hop over there. Do you have anything else to say about the mini challenge?
No.
We hop over to the reward, and Rizzo lets the other two know that he will not be playing his idol on someone other than himself. At this point, he's like, it will be played on me at whatever point I can play it. I'm not going to, like, blindside y'all there. Rizzo's goal going into this is to find a common ground between the both of them, and he believes that common ground is Yellow Sophie. I think Rizzo, one of the things he brings, obviously, I think he can get a little blindsided by ego a little bit. But I do think he does a great job at highlighting people's threat levels and highlighting why these people are bad to keep in the game.
Yes, he's so good at finding this common ground with people.
Yes.
And, like, really hitting it home with them that they are the biggest threat right now. And let's work together on this. Like,
yeah.
Even though it's so obvious that him and his alliance, like, should be targets numbers 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
But he just, like, really knows how to get in under people's skin with this. It's crazy.
It is really...
I guess get other people under their skin. Like, you just
no,
can't
I get what you're saying. He does a great job at doing this, and it doesn't catch me off guard because at this point I feel like I'm used to it, but it's how smooth he goes with it.
How Rizzo and Savannah have avoided, like, being voted out like this long is so impressive.
That's why he's the Riz God, baby. He's R-I-Z-G-O-D. He's ready to Riz those people up. He's the Riz God.
Yes. You know what? It is his Riz.
It is his Riz.
He's full of Riz.
Full of it. And Christina, of course, as somebody who is very anti-Savannah, is down with that. He's not down with that. Sorry. Very anti-Savannah. Steven agrees. Steven's like, yes, let's get out Yellow Sophie. Christina is a little more on the edge about it because she's like, I like Sophie. I want to keep her in. We need to get rid of Savannah. I'm sick and tired of her. We'll get to it at Tribal, and I knew Christina does not like Savannah, but I was a little it was caught off guard. I was like, there's a lot of hatred and, like, unknown, like, relationship here that I'm not getting.
Okay, I will say, not to jump ahead on this, but Savannah posted a TikTok about that and said that was actually planned.
Oh.
And they set that. It was set up, actually. They did it to try and, like, obviously it's very real. They don't really vibe with each other, but to make Sophie comfortable and make it really think that it is going to be sort of a battle there. Savannah says that she did not necessarily expect Christina to go so hard. But that's why
Christina said, baby, I'm an actress. You give me a role and I'm going to play it. Thank you.
Savannah said that that's why she
Oscar
was also, like,
to.
playing into it. But yes, it was planned. No, she did not realize to the extent Christina was.
That makes it even better to me, a little, like, personally. I'm like, Christina, you're so funny for that.
Yes. Well, because at first I was like, that Christina, you have lost all sense of the game.
I know. I was like,
doing. But then, yes, come to find out, it was strategy. Which I'm kind of sad we didn't get to see it because it is making, like, Christina appear less aware of the game than she really is.
Well, even Savannah as well. I'm like, Savannah's probably one of the best positioned people in this game right now. And we are not really hearing from her. Like, we didn't know that happened. And, I mean, we're hearing from Rizzo a ton, but
yeah.
I don't know if Rizzo is better positioned than Savannah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Rizzo's been a little too flashy, so we'll see how this ends up playing out. But Rizzo gets back from camp and hold on, Holiday. We go back to the camp post-challenge, our reward losers, and Sophie is bummed that Steven didn't pick her. Well, not necessarily. Sophie's bummed that Steven wasn't picked, and I don't think that's what I meant to write. Isn't it so interesting? We really made it far into the episode without me not understanding my notes. I think what I was trying to say is Sophie is bummed that Steven won immunity, but I think maybe I got sidetracked in what I was writing. But Sophie is bummed, and she's wanting to use this moment to possibly vote Savannah out. Like, now, wait, it could possibly be working now that she doesn't have immunity. And so Yellow Sophie talks to Blue Sophie and Sage about it, and they both say, yes, let's take this moment and vote Savannah out. Yellow Sophie walks away, and Sage lets us, the audience, know that she is holding a big fat grudge against Sophie and is not going to let this slide.
No.
It's not going to be on her agenda today. Savannah says she is down for this. She is... Why is Savannah down? Oh my god, we made it like... As a comet pulled from orbit, as it passes the sun. Savannah says that she is down to vote Yellow Sophie because Sage approaches her and is like, we need to get her out. Like, this is not going to work. So Savannah is like, yes, let's do it.
Music to my ears.
Music to my ears. Blue Sophie is like, okay, we can do it. And Savannah knows that it's either her or Sophie tonight. So if Savannah, Rizzo, Sage, and Sophie can keep this together, she'll be well insulated going into this final 6. Our reward people come back from the reward, and Rizzo immediately needs to connect with Savannah and Sophie. And he wants to build the best possible scenario. So he is worried about Sophie throwing Savannah under the bus, but he thinks that he has Christina and Steven to get this plan to vote Yellow Sophie out. So he approaches Sophie and Savannah as like, this is the core group. It's us 3, Steven, and Christina. And they're like, oh, well, we have Sage too. So this is like literally 6 out of 7 people. This is should be good, right? Rizzo is giving a confessional, and what he's trying to say is 2 birds and 1 stone. He's trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but he cannot figure it out. And that, again, Riz God, like, you're doing a lot for my community here. We, we have more in common than you would think. I've never seen myself on Survivor represented like so well. I was like, no, because that would be me giving a confessional. Like, and literally watch any of the other 111 episodes of this fucking podcast where I'm trying to say something and I can't figure out what I'm trying to say. It's him repeating the same thing 3 times and finally going, oh, what, like, the cherry on top, like. Yeah. It's just the cherry on top, like fully just going to a different thing because he can't figure out what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
At one point he said, like, a bird in a no. A bird in a no. One bird, 2 no. A cherry on top.
I want to see a compilation of Rizzo confessionals that didn't make it into the episodes.
Right.
I bet they're great.
Rizzo's been having a ton of confessionals. He's also had quite a few episode titles. This was an episode title for him. I also think last episode he may have had the episode title. I can't remember, but it's always interesting to see who gets that sort of the highlight there.
I love seeing how his brain works. I
know, just interesting ways. Gen Z men really just holding down the fort.
Get more Gen Z people on Survivor.
That's what I've been saying. Chronically online Gen Z people, like, that's what I need.
I need a whole tribe of them.
Right. Literally Gen Z versus millennials.
Yeah.
Gen Z versus Gen Alpha. Oh my god, put a bunch of babies on there.
Bunch of coconuts.
Will you sort of, Jeff, pin that on the wall?
Give him the live chickens.
Jeff, pin that on the wall next to the other ideas we talked about this episode, and we'll come back to it when we have our meeting later. We'll come back, we'll revisit that one, but just keep that close to your chest. Keep that on the.
But give us credit if it does make it in.
Right. Rizzo and Sage confirm that the vote is on Sophie, and Sage is thrilled. She's so excited that they're going to be able to vote Yellow Sophie out. She's happy as a clam. Happy as a clam.
Yes.
I just love somebody who, like, she does not care what's good for her game. Like, she's just like, I need revenge.
Yes.
Sophie goes to confirm with Steven and Christina and really tries to get them to trust her. She says that they have Sage and they can finally get Savannah out, and they are willing to trust her, especially if this means Steven does not have to use his block of vote. Mm-hmm. This really seems simple, but right before Tribal, we get a confessional from Blue Sophie, and she's like, I'm realizing that this comes down to a 4-3 vote, and I hold a lot of power here. I can be the flip vote here, if the lines are where they say they are. If Sophie, Christina, and Steven are voting together, and then Sage, Rizzo, and Savannah are voting together, I could sort of flip. So she has to weigh her options, because both of these people are big threats for her game.
Mm.
And then we go to Tribal.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say before Tribal?
No.
Cool. Sage talks about how crucial Jawan was for her sanity this season. And I think their friendship is so cute.
It was so sad. Oh, I do want to say, maybe it's cold at night, but why is Jawan wearing a turtleneck in Fiji?
That caught me off guard, girl. I know you're sweating.
Have we not been talking every episode about how hot it is?
I know.
And he's wearing a turtleneck.
Maybe at night it just gets really cold. I don't know.
I don't know. It was an interesting
Well,
choice.
it's December, so maybe it's cold.
Yeah, maybe.
You know they filmed this season live? They're on the island right now.
Right now. Yeah.
I'm telling you, sister. I'm telling you. So before knowing all like this Christina and Savannah thing was pre-planned, that makes a lot more sense because I wrote, I think Savannah is improving over time. Her reaction with Christina saying she hates her is better than I would have expected it to be. And now I'm realizing that it was pre-planned and that's why Savannah wasn't so like off the wall about it. Again, she didn't necessarily realize that Christina was going to go all hatred about it, but that makes sense why Savannah's, I think, reaction was a little
I wish we would have known that it was set up.
Right.
It felt so out of context.
It did feel out of context. I really was watching. I was like, damn, why? Christina, I knew you didn't like her, but I didn't know you felt so strongly about your relationship with her.
I was like, Christina has fully lost whatever sense of game she had left. But, yeah. Was that a whistle?
I have no idea. It sounded like maybe well, there's no cars in there. It sounded like maybe like a car honk or something. I don't know. There's this quote, I don't remember who said it, but there was a little conversation happening at Tribal. At some point, somebody said, we don't have to agree on the reason why, we just have to agree on the person going home. And these past couple of Tribals have been so intellectually stimulating. Get the metaphors out of here. I truly do feel like actual game conversation has been happening, and like things have been in motion at these Tribal councils.
Yes. I feel like more so this season than in recent. And I think that has to do with like, the players in general are so direct with each other.
Yes.
There really isn't a lot being like left unsaid.
Yes.
And if they're gonna say something, they're gonna say it.
They're gonna say it. And
I just appreciate that. It feels so much more old school.
It does, and it feels. I'll get to this in a second, but I love the passion that they have this season. I will say about this quote, I love this mindset that we don't have to agree on the reason why, we just have to agree on who is going home. It's so interesting to me. That way to approach the game is like, there's not one way to win Survivor. All of the people in this final 7 have some sort of path in their head, and they're just trying to get to that path. Is really interesting to me, and why I love this show and I love this game is that you can approach it in any way. It might have similar outcomes, but like approaching it is just the approach every player has is really interesting. I think with that mindset though, like it's cool to think that way and be like, as long as the person we all collectively want out is out, no matter what our reasons are. Because Christina and Steven have different reasons to want Yellow Sophie out, and then Sage wanting Yellow Sophie out, then Savannah and Soph and Rizzo wants, like they all have different things, right? But I think with that mindset, you obviously, know that it's a diverse game, but realized that within that, one person is getting more out of it than other people.
Right. And like, well, I want that person out. Why do you want them out?
Right.
How is that?
I know why I want it, but the reason that I want it should be to your detriment, but you want the same person out. So really what's the tea here? Like what actually is happening?
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. I also sort of my final thing. I love how money hungry this cast is. We have heard multiple times that the $1 million is a huge force for these people. Yes. Multiple people have said out loud in front of everybody else that the reason I am out here is to win $1 million.
Yeah.
I want that money. I want that title. Girl, the passion that this cast is bringing, like, and I don't know, maybe Jeff needs to, like, tease spots on a returning season more often. Like, let these people know that, like, if you play well enough, like, you could come back.
And be like this close to $1 million again.
Like, maybe that, I don't know if, it's hard to know. Like, part of me is like, I wish he never said anything, because who knows if that would have changed, like, the passion that these people have. But this group just gives me passion. This group just gives me people who want to, like, do well, you know?
Right. I think they would have no matter what. I also think, like, once again, I have to get on my little soapbox about themes and all of that. I think we've gone too long. Like, by 48, we had gone too long without any sort of switch ups in the format. It was the exact same thing, copy paste every season, like from 41. So I think knowing that season 50 was going to be different, and then maybe like knowing that maybe not too many seasons from now we'll do it again. Like, I think it gives you another drive of like, oh, I'm not just going on this one time and this is like it. Because Jeff, like, doesn't want to bring people back right now. But, like, knowing that maybe in the future that is a possibility, I don't know. I think it makes, like, more interesting players who aren't out there just for, like, this one journey, this one time.
I think Survivor could do something really interesting and set a really interesting precedent with the things it's doing. If they're like every 10 seasons, which is every 5 years, they do a full returnee season. But then at least once in that span of 5 years, they do some sort of other returnee format. But not maybe a full cast, but maybe like a half cast or captains or like pairs, something.
Something to like give these people another boost.
That's my cat meowing. That's what that is. My little guy is out there. He's meowing. But no, I agree. Because then it adds, like, obviously during the season, like a normal newbie season, it's motivating players to have, like, to play well. Because, like, I could come back, right? Like, I could be a recurring Survivor character.
And think about how many, like, recurring characters there were in previous seasons who then even went on to win at some point. But they were given that opportunity to continue to be themselves. And maybe this season wasn't right for them, but they know that they've got something and could in a future season. But I think just, like, this weird, like, we haven't seen a returnee from this new era at all. Like, it's weird.
Other than Bruce.
Which...
I think that, and I think that would do a lot for the actual players playing the game. It gives them a new thing, other than, like, the $1 million in the title. It gives them, like, oh my god, I could be the next Ozzy, I could be the next Suri, I could be the next Parvati. Like, I could be define the new era of the show.
Even, like, I'm a new Tyson. Like, I'm funny. I'm, like, this young person.
Right. I think that, but then also it gives something for the fans. The fans have something to look forward to.
We get invested in these people.
Because we're like, oh my god, in 3 seasons, 4 seasons, they come back. It makes it, and it keeps your alumni happy. Your new era alumni who are, your alumni from like the 30s up, season 30 up. It's like, oh wow, I have actually a chance to come back now. It's not going to be the same 10 people taking up half the slot on Survivor 50, you know? Like, oh, there's going to be a chance for me to return in a couple of years. Let me, like, lock into the community. Let me lock into getting to know the alumni. Let me stay focused on what's happening here. Even that, I don't know. I think, no, that's it. I think it's,
Get us on that production team.
I love this is a rant that we go on every couple, like, at least once a season. There's always like we need to change casting, we need to do this,
and you know what, we wouldn't be having this conversation every time
if they fucking did it.
Was not still a problem.
Sophie, we get some voting confessionals, specifically from Yellow Sophie, votes for Savannah, and she says this beach is not big enough for 2 hot 31-year-old challenge beasts.
I love it.
Girl, put that on a t-shirt and sell it, I'm telling you. I was kind of shocked. It ends up being a unanimous vote on Sophie.
Yeah.
Which she was blindsided. She was not I think she was expecting a couple votes, but she was not expecting it to be unanimous. I don't think this was a smart move for Christina or Steven, and even I don't think this was a smart move for Sage, but at this point, we're sort of like 3 tribal councils in a row, basically, since the MC vote. Like Nate, I think Shannon and Nate were great. Like, those were good those were good moves for Sage and Jawan specifically.
Yes.
But after Nate, like MC was a little shifty, and then Alex and Jawan, I was like, this is not. yeah. We talked about that a couple episodes. They sort of lost their footing there, but
they lost the plot.
They lost the plot a little bit, and I think this was another not great move for the sort of minority, which is crazy because the minority was a majority like 3 episodes ago.
How the turntables.
Like, really, you guys sort of had ample opportunity to make something happen, and I can't feel bad for y'all a little bit. Like, I'm sorry
No,
at the end of the day.
I cannot feel bad. There is no excuse for why this has happened.
Right.
Like, But hey, it's entertaining, so I'm not too mad.
Sophie ends up going home. We're now finally down to one Sophie.
An S name at that.
S name is finally down. We still have Savannah, Sage, and Steven. So, a little iffy, but that wraps up this episode. It looks like, again, another trailer for next week that looks a little intense. So we will see what happens. But do you have any other closing thoughts on this episode?
It was fun. I liked it. I also, Sophie's, post-vote confessional where she was voted out, she was saying something about how, like, oh man, I'm the other Sophie. Like, the other Sophie lasted longer than me. And as someone who has a common nickname, Maddie, like, I get that. You never want to be the other.
One.
Yeah.
The other woman. Thank you all for watching this episode of the Making Fire podcast. We appreciate your time. Make sure to comment what happens after you die. Let us know what you think. You can subscribe, like, and comment on this YouTube if you want to see more from us here. That's where you can listen to the pod. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Making Fire Pod, and we will see you next week with episode 12. Can you believe we've been watching this season for 3 months? I'm kind of gagged. Like, a lot has happened. It's been a great season. Damn, yeah. I'm just scrolling through my notes right now. I'm like, this is a really good season. Who is that girl? I've just been listening to the song mid today. Thank you all for watching. We will see you guys next week. I guess we'll see you then.
Bye.
I can't wait to see you there, Susan.